So, hi, I'm Dawn, known as the Shaxi in the SCA, and I'm still in jammies, but we're doing this because Molly was in the mood. Teresa, known as Constance, is joining us, and
Hi.
We are going to tape my daughter Molly's feet up, draw out the lines to cut a pattern out, and then pattern a pair of Scythian booties, 450 BC Scythian booties. This is totally, we're unprepared to do this. We're totally doing it on the fly, and hopefully it works out and it's worth our time. So we'll see. So I'm going to make sure I have enough cord to do this first. I need to relocate the computer. Oh, geez. Yeah, maybe a little prep time would have been a really good idea. Oh, sorry. Okay. All right. We are moving the computer. All right. So you can see Molly's foot. Yeah. Teresa, can you see her?
I can see her.
Okay.
Hi, Molly. It's good to see you.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay, and I'm going to come in. You're going to see my legs. I'm going to come sit on the floor. And hello again.
Hello.
So normally this, I really need to vacuum down here. This has been
we vacuumed yesterday.
We did vacuum yesterday. I've been mass producing face masks in here for the pandemic, and there's a lot of fabric waste that happens. So anyway, you'll just have to pardon our mess because, you know, we're doing a little lesson. So normally I see people do this with duct tape. We're out of duct tape, so we're making do with some painter's tape, like the kind that you block mask off areas to paint with.
Okay.
And I don't really have a tried and true method of taping up the foot. Basically what you want to do is first you want to find a sock that you don't mind cutting off. This is a waist sock. She only has one of these Harry Potter socks, so she's decided to sacrifice it. And so what you're basically doing is you're making a tape sock
Cast of your foot.
that's kind of supposed to, I don't know if this is going to stick, that's kind of supposed to give you her actual shape of her foot once you cut it off.
How high are you going there? Like on an adult, is it up to calf?
It's however high you want to make your booty.
Okay.
The Scythian booties, some are up to here, like right at your crease between your leg and your body.
Wow.
Some are like right here. Some are only ankle high.
Okay.
We're not going to go super high. This is, you can kind of see this white expanse here. This is a huge piece of felt that I made last summer.
Wow, that is huge. How do you do that? Do you set up like 3 tables and?
You have a lot of practice making smaller pieces because it literally takes kind of forever to lay out your poodle pile, you know, the fluffy.
Oh yeah.
And
I love that name. I've never heard that, poodle pile. That's great.
Poodle pile.
That's what it looks like.
So it takes a really long time to lay out that much felt, and then you have to be really patient about getting it soft felted before you can get more violent with your agitation.
Right.
So it's something that I only do if I've got like 6 hours of like a nice 80, 85 degree day outside.
Good to know.
And it's better if you've got a friend.
Yeah, well.
Because it's a lot of work.
Huge.
Doing a piece that big is a lot of work. And
I don't need one that big though to do this, right? I can just
You don't. You will have a really good idea exactly how much felt you need once you do your pattern.
Okay.
And you could make a big enough. You could make 3 individual pieces of felt to make your pattern. It doesn't have to be from one big piece of felt. You know what I mean?
Right. That's what I was getting at, I guess. Yeah.
They'll be so the sole of these booties go from your heel to the place where your toes and your feet meet.
Okay.
We'll draw a line there. And then there's the upper, which is the upper of your foot. It meets in the back. And then it goes as tall as your booty is.
And you've got names. They're names for each individual piece, right? Tell me again.
I call them the sole.
Okay. The sole and the upper. All right. Well, we'll go with that.
So, yeah, this is looking a little janky, but I think it'll still work. So you want to just, with this taping thing, make sure everything's covered and there aren't any holes, because you're basically, I see that, thank you. You're basically trying to, make a pattern that's going to be solid.
Right. This is like the take a t-shirt and tape my body thing.
It is. And there is actually, like, people do this really well and have a whole system down. I am not those people. I totally wing it. And my husband, Squire Akhtar, is like an expert at this. And I'm sure he's going to watch this, and I'm sure he's going to be just rolling his eyes at me because
yeah, I have a pair of shoes he made.
Yeah, this is some lame, janky stuff, but it's going to work, and it's really all we need to make it happen. So whatever, right?
Exactly.
I mean, the tape's not even really sticking to itself, so that's super helpful. I think this might be old painter's tape. So that's good times. So anyway, sorry for taking so long getting this taped up.
I have no problem with this. We're just hanging out.
So a lot of the booties, they have like finger woven braids that cover the seams.
Okay.
Yeah, Molly's like, I know how to finger weave. That's awesome. So that's kind of a cool thing. And then some of them have, you can tell it's a separate piece of felt that they add at the top. That's that decorative applique.
Right.
So, you really don't have to make your whole upper piece out of one piece of felt. It really can be.
Well, and now, because I was looking at the ones you made, Vic, they've got, that whole outfit is so beautiful. God. Really, I'm just stunned every time I look at it. But his boots were lined on the inside, it looks like, maybe with linen.
So they, from about here to here, I lined them. It's an orange silk.
Okay. And
that's not necessarily a period thing, but I made those 9 years ago, and I'm not really sure why I did it that way. I'm not sure I can explain my choices. It just looked really cool.
It did look really cool, and sometimes that's really enough.
Yeah.
Well, and his have applique like on the upper as opposed to like on
this
leg.
Part.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so you'll notice most of the extant pictures of booties, there's a couple that have like a weird covering at the toe here that's got some applique in it. It's like a leather, maybe reinforcement of the toe almost.
Okay.
Speaking of reinforcing toes. And most of them have, if they have applique, it is a a trim around the top.
Piece on the top. Yeah.
Not sticking to itself at all. Okay, so let's pretend that this tape has stuck appropriately. Okay, and we're gonna take a Sharpie.
All right.
And we're gonna draw 2 lines. First, can you bend your knee, honey? First, we're gonna come to the bottom of her foot and we're gonna draw a line across where that seam is. And these are gonna be your cutting lines when you cut the tape off.
Okay.
So you draw the line in that crack where your toes meet your foot.
Right.
And then I go slightly above where you're going to be walking.
Can you do this to yourself? I guess.
I did do it to myself. My backup is I just made myself a pattern a couple weeks ago out of duct tape that I still have taped to the pattern paper. So if it doesn't cut off properly, I'll be able to show that.
Okay.
So not prepared, but kind of prepared. So you can see, like, this is the surface of her foot.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the side. And I'm going to go just off the surface because this is going to be a seam. And
you don't want to walk on that. Yeah.
Right. You don't want to be walking on the seam. So, and we're going to do this seam. Oh, honey, I can't hold up the weight of your foot. I'm sorry. I'll try to be faster. Okay, so that line is done all the way around. And then I'm going to do a line, and I can't really show it to you, but it's going to meet up with the base here.
Okay.
And I'm just going to do a line down the back of her foot.
Okay.
Okay, and that should be centered. It's not really. I'm trying. Okay. And it should be centered all the way up the foot. Okay, you can relax now. Relax. Just put your foot down. All right, so that is, do a better job of taping up the foot than I did.
Use better tape.
Yeah, use better tape. I'm going to have to try to get up and get a pair of scissors because I left them up top.
Got it.
Okay. All right, so now I'm going to try to cut this off her foot without hurting her. So I'm going to have you stand up. Okay, and face that way. And when you, hello, butt. No, you're right. No, turn around. Okay, stand on both your feet. So when you do the duct tape pattern, one of the things you're going to want to do is kind of walk around in the pattern a little bit. I'm going to move this down to the floor so you can actually see her feet.
Okay.
And my janky floor.
I'm not showing you mine, so.
Wiggle your toes around a little bit, Molly, and kind of rock back and forth on your foot, like go up on the balls of your feet. One of the drawbacks of using painter's tape is that there's no real stretch or give to it.
Right.
But there is in the duct tape, so go ahead and hold still. So I'm going to go ahead and start to very carefully cut this off. And of course, the cat has joined us now. And Molly, I'm keeping my finger between your skin and the scissors, so there's no chance of me actually cutting you, okay, honey?
Okay.
And so I am following this line down the back of her leg, and the tape is peeling right off as I cut it. Which is, super awesome and functional, but whatever. And if you happen to be one of those people who has a pair of scissors with that one blade that's got kind of a curve on it for cutting off bandages, like if you have a first aid kit.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
Those are way better to use. We have some of those somewhere, but
that's my least favorite thing ever. I know I have that. It's somewhere. So what's the point of owning it, right? If you don't know where the
and it's so hard to get all of us. Did he just walk by, didn't he? Yeah. Sorry. It's so hard to get all of us in one place at the same time, even though we're on COVID and in the right mood to do this. So
yeah.
This is just make and do with what we've got going on.
Yep.
All right, so I am almost down to her heel. And of course, the tape is completely disintegrated. But that's okay, because I have a backup plan to show you the patterning. All right, so once you get down basically to the floor and you can get the foot out, don't move yet, Molly, we're not quite there. This sucks so bad. I think I might still be able to make a pattern from it though, so at least people can see the worst case scenario. Okay, so I'm gonna have you stand up all the way, turn this way so people can see. So you can see the back of,
Okay.
see the back of her leg. That's what I've done.
Yep.
And I just very carefully, and you can see it's cut down to the bottom. So now what I'm gonna do is put my finger on either side of her heel, and she's gonna just very carefully ease out of it. Okay, and so now we're left with this.
Okay.
Which is actually kind of intact. And you can see the line here that I drew, kind of.
Yep.
And so you're gonna go ahead and cut around that line.
Okay.
Oh my God, I'm using my really nice fabric scissors right now.
Oh.
And I'm cutting through tape.
Would you like me to go?
No, I don't even care.
You know what I did one time? God, it was so stupid. So I have these brand new scissors, right? And I was making my doublet at the time. So I get out this really coarse duct fabric with my brand new scissors. And by the time I'm done, they're not brand new anymore.
Aww.
I know.
All right, so we have our sole piece.
Okay.
Right? And this is her heel, and this is where her toes meet her foot.
Okay.
And then we have, and I normally just take the sock out, but this is not going to maintain its integrity. But like I said before, that's okay because we have somewhere, I guess I'll have to find it. But what you end up with is you can see there's a little pocket at the end here where her her toes are.
Right.
Okay. And so you can't spread this out flat on a piece of fabric. You have to come in and cut.
Oh, okay.
Slits in it so that you're going to be able to spread it out.
Sure, it's like trying to get a piece of fabric in a circle. You have to cut the little.
Right, there goes that again. Okay, so you're going to have something that looks kind of like that at the end.
Okay.
And we're going to spread this whole thing out, and when we do the pattern, we're going to trace around it, and we're going to just draw a line around this.
So that you can pleat it in later?
And then it'll pleat into that seam underneath the toes.
Okay.
But as you can see, all of my tape just disintegrated. So this is useless. But I will be able to show you how I laid my pattern out. Of course, I have to find it first, though. So, yeah, I think it's underneath the felt. So we're going to move the camera around a little bit. Sorry for the weird views of my workshop. All right. Ooh, boobs. Sorry about that. All right. So, hold on just a second. Molly, come put your face in the camera. Okay. Cute. Because I know right where it is.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay. So here is my duct tape booty pattern. Can you see that?
I do. Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, so after I've taken, sorry about all that noise. After I've taken the pattern off of my foot, I peel the sock off the duct tape, and
Okay.
I tape it down to a piece of brown paper,
Okay.
and then I trace around it,
Right.
and then you end up with a pattern.
Okay.
Can you see that?
Yep, I can. I can see it.
Okay. So that is the basic pattern.
Okay.
And so what I will do then is cut those pattern pieces out, and I am going to use a piece of shower curtain. And we're
To do
gonna,
what?
you could use a piece of heavy canvas.
Okay.
You could use a piece of craft felt. You could use, if you have some heavy coating wool that you're not going to use, you could use that. And I would do a mock-up.
Oh, okay.
So you can machine sew it together, or you could just, the end product I baseball stitch with wool.
Ah, all right.
I abut the ends together, and then I just
Right.
baseball stitch them. If it's a bit of a loose fit, you can do some shaping felting on your foot with it wet and soapy.
Yeah.
And you can reinforce the seam that way as well. When you do the pleating at the toe, it's just like cartridge pleating. So you
I will probably come back to you when I get to
right.
that point,
And so this is going to be stage one, the pattern, right? And then
and then I need to make some felt.
Right, you need to make some felt, and then I'll do a second video maybe where I've like showered and put makeup on and gotten out of my pajamas.
Well, you got my morning hair here. I literally am now still in my jammies.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and do a video number 2, which will be a mock-up.
Okay.
Putting together in the mock-up. So we'll stop this one for now. Thanks for watching, people that were watching, if you're watching. Oh, wait, you know what? I didn't do all of the seams. I didn't draw out all the seams. I forgot one. See how there's this second pattern piece on the paper?
Yep.
So there is a seam that goes around the top of the foot, around at the base of your foot. There's a seam there as well. So you have the upper, and that's what this is.
Right.
Is just over the toes and over your foot, right to, and I'm going to try to get my foot up here, right to here.
Okay.
Okay, and then you've got one piece that's going to be here that's basically a tube.
Right.
But the pattern piece I showed you is here, and then the pieces that meet around behind the ankle.
Okay.
Could you see me gesturing on my foot at all?
I could. I totally could.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. So, so yeah, we should probably redo this video at some time, but hopefully that'll get you going.
Yeah. It'll get me going.
All right. Okay, and I'm gonna stop this, and then we can talk on Facebook.
Okay.
Thanks, Teresa.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.